All right, so what we're going to be doing today, this piece of popple, it's a really good friend of mine. I've known her almost all my life. Her dad passed away, and she asked me if I could make an urn. So yeah, no problem. So we have this. I'm going to cut all the main sections out of this popple, and then with the grain here, I'm going to cut it so it's kind of book matches all the way around. So I have 6, 8, 6, and 8. And then I got a piece of walnut. I'm going to cut that in half. I'm going to put a border around the bottom. Other than that, it's going to be kind of simple. But one cool thing she did want, and I just got some new equipment. I got a CNC machine. So in the front of the box, I have her dad's name. I'm gonna route that out, do an epoxy inlay, and then she wants just the way she put it is a cool cross. So I'll find something pretty decent and I'll put in there. And other than that, it's just gonna be straightforward, no fancy, nothing. It's just straightforward. Because she wants to pay me for it, and it's gonna be free. I'm not, like I said, I've known her my whole life, and her and her brother, I was really good friends with her brother. You know, we all grew up together. So this is gonna be for me to her family. So I won't bore you with none of the cuts. I'm gonna get it all cut up, and then we'll come back and we'll get it looking like a box. All right, so as you can see, got another piece cut. This here is what I'm going to use to put the name on. I'll have the name here. There will be a cross. I might add something to the corners down here. So we'll take it into the CNC and I'll get it on there, and then I'll show you what it's going to look like on here before we start. All right, so what we have here, I got the sticky tape, and that's what I'm going to hold the board down to the CNC. And then I'll scroll over here. You guys can see I got Terry's name up here with my cross. And I have these little shapes in the corner. I'll take you over to the CNC, and we'll get the board going down. I marked out where I wanted it, so we'll switch over to that. And all this is so we'll put these in all the corners like that, and I'll put one in the middle. And I've tried this before and it works out good. So I have not yet had any problem using these. And then we'll stick this in. Get it even. Just like so. Then I can bring my bit down. Just to where it touches. That should be good there. And this will be done in different passes, or with 2 different bits. We'll set all of them. You can set at different depths. We're going to set all of it at 2 millimeters. When you do the simulate, it's going to be like an hour and a half. So now we'll go up and hit carve. Make sure our thickness is 19 millimeters. I do everything in millimeters, which is just over 3/4 of an inch. Confirm. Material secure. We're going to do the rough pass first. Continue. Use new position. Raise it. And here we go. And that is not what I wanted to happen. Something is not right. So we'll hit not well. We'll go over here to my cut settings. Hey, this is why. So we want to change this. And these are way too fast. So what's going to happen is this is going to take our time way up. Because we only want this at about 450, and the same for this one. Now that's better. So we'll go back over and drop our bit. There. Now we'll carve. Well, before we carve, let's see what time it added. Yeah. A little over 3 hours. Use new position. So there, we're done with that pass. Now we got to change bits. So we'll go ahead and raise the head. Now we can change these bits out. And one thing we're going to do is we got this little collar on here, and that's going to be the stop for our other bit, because you want them to go down the same amount. I got my calipers set already, so I know how deep I'm going. We're at 20 millimeters. That right there should do it. Right there. So now, what we do is when we put this in there, got a little collar, stop where I want it to. Go in and lower the head. So one thing I am going to do first is we'll turn on my record here for my second screen. I want to redo my cut settings because I was still way too fast, and I'm going to break that small bit. So we'll take this down to 250. And our plunge rate we'll take down to 225. We'll only go 1/2 millimeter. Now this is going to drastically change our time. Yeah, 5 hours and 10 minutes. So start this up and I'll leave it to it for most of it, then I'll skip. We'll come back to the end and see how it looks. While this is doing its thing, stop my recording, come back towards the end, and then we'll see what it looks like. Like I said, about an hour left. It's loud, but this is where we're at. Alright, so CNC is done. Click over and I'll show you what it looks like. That's what we got going on. So I think that's next. I'll mix some up, pour it in there. I'll bring it back to see what it looks like. All right, so I got it all sanded up. This is what it looks like. So I will go ahead and get it glued. All right, so what we'll do here is we'll let this sit for about half an hour. Half an hour should be fine. And we'll get all that tape off. And we can see how it looks. All right, so this is what we got so far. I don't have it attached to the base yet, but this is what it will look like on there. I don't have a top done yet. I'm waiting for a tool to come in so I can finish that. But what I'm doing on this bottom, pull this off. I got it all marked where I want it to sit. So I'm gonna drill a hole in each side. I'll put the box on it, clamp it down, drill the holes into that. I'm gonna screw it on there. I'll recess the screws from the bottom, but I'll also glue it because I don't want it coming apart. But hopefully sometime later today, that'll come in. And we can get started on the top. I think that's gonna look kind of cool. It's gonna somewhat resemble this, but not really, if that makes sense. But you guys will see. I'll show you what I'm gonna do when that gets here. So until then, we'll get this hooked up. So, got the bottom attached. Show you here. 4 screws down there. Sand it up a little bit. But I think that looks good. I think my next step is I can go ahead and shine this bottom up. And what I'll end up using is just mostly what I use for everything. The cutting board oil. I thought about putting a finish on it, but I want them to be able to shine it up whenever they want. And I'm not sure if finish would be very good on this, because this wood will soak up a lot. But anyways, so we'll do that. Now put you on the tripod, and then you can see what it's gonna look like, because that's just a little wet right there, and you can see the gold popping through that brown. I think it's gonna look a lot better. So let's get to it. All right, there we have it. So I'll get you off here. See if we can make this gold. Yeah. Let's say a few more times going over. Yeah. That looks really nice. I made the letters darker just so they stood out more. But there we have it. I'll come back once I start making a lid. And I'll see you then. All right, so we got our new bit in. This is what we'll use here. I'll have that as the top. So let's get to it. I'm just sand this up a little bit to get rid of that dark. We'll head over to the table and do that. All right, so we got it sanded down. See if I can get a better view here. Let's do this. So that's what it's gonna look like. I rounded these edges, sanded all this down. I'll put the light side going with the light side on the box itself. And it'll look a lot different. It'll look like this when I get it, the conditioner on it. But that's what it'll look like. I have 2 small hinges I'm gonna put in the back. And then up front here, I want to countersink a magnet in the box and in the lid. For now. That way, they want to seal it up later, they can. Let's see if I can get myself in the frame here. So I'll go ahead, put the hinges on, get the top on there, and then I'll get it all conditioned up, box ready or done, and then I'll take my final part of the video and we'll be done. So there we are, done. I was gonna use these, but I figure most people like to seal them up. So what I did, just so I could have center, put these 2 strips on there. They fit perfect for it to be square. And then if they want to seal it up, they can seal it up. And I do believe that would be a little bit better. That'd be a little better choice. But there we are. All complete. So, hope you liked the video. Thanks a lot.